straight as I thought it would be.
Well,
I think we're live.
I think we are too.
We'll see. Hey, if we were actually live, somebody type something to let us know. Every time we do this, it's always about 6 months from the last time we did it, and we always forget what we're doing. Yes, we're boomers, and that's why. So, anyway, are we live? Can you see anyone commenting anything?
Not yet.
Meanwhile, I'll have a sip of my Manhattan.
Let's see. It's working.
It's
oh
working.
My God.
Yes.
Yeah, Richard says it's working.
So we did
Thanks,
it again.
Richard.
So a Merry Christmas, Happy
New
Holidays,
Year.
Happy New Year, Happy everything. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We are here on we're on Triton. We are in Philadelphia at Pier 5, our winter slip, and we just got here a couple of hours ago, and we're kind of warming up, for the holiday weekend here.
Mhm.
Not that we're going anywhere. We're kind of hanging out here.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they do fireworks here right outside our starboard window here.
Yeah.
2 shows, actually 3, because they're going to do one Saturday too.
Oh,
So yeah,
cool.
we are right underneath
Yay.
the bridge, so we have the perfect spot for fireworks. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. We thought we would do a kind of a question and answer. A number of people have asked us to do this over the last few months since we've been back. And well, Lynn's going to try and read some. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If we don't see
They're
them,
in Illinois as well.
sorry, they
Yeah.
kind of spin by quickly. We don't always catch them all. So, but
Okay, Gary.
Gary's here. Figures.
Canada, wow.
You weren't first, were you? Well, anyway, one of the
Lester's in Annapolis.
one of the biggest questions we get, I think I will probably address that first because everyone's asking
Southport. I love Southport.
us what we're going to be doing this coming
Commercial.
season.
Southport's great.
So we'll talk about that. What we're going to do this coming.
Tampa. Yeah.
we
don't know.
We have no clue. No, actually,
We have an idea.
Yeah, we have an idea. We're going south. We know that. We're hoping that this new wave of COVID blows over quickly. Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed and that we can get back into foreign countries. If that's the case, we are going to hopefully go down the ICW to Georgetown, shoot across to the Avacos, do a swing through the Avacos, down through the Exumas and Turks Caicos. What's after that? The Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. That's our wish list for this coming season, right?
Yes, and Mike, we should be in the Bahamas.
Yeah. Our fallback plan is if we can't leave the country and things sort of tight, we're thinking that we may just go down the coast, head down to Key West, and then circle around and go up the Gulf Coast to Florida and explore the Gulf Coast because we haven't done that yet.
And we wanted to check that out too.
Yeah,
Hence, one of the reasons we want to stay down south for a little bit is because we want to check out Mexico and we want to go this way, that way, and that way, but not north.
Well, what we're saying is that our plan is not to come back north after the season, to just stay down south, whether it be Florida, South Carolina, Puerto Rico, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But that's the plan because we want to get further and further. How many times can we do this route? And so we're going to move on from that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the plan.
Which brings up a whole topic on its own, which is hopefully we get Chris back this year. She was wonderful.
Yeah. Chris,
But-
our bosun, if you've been watching our videos, her good friend, my good friend Chris, was with us for 6 weeks this past year. And we're hoping she comes back, but you know how life is. You never know if you can plan another 6-week getaway. So hopefully she comes back, but if maybe she can come back for a few weeks, maybe she can do the whole thing again. But it looks likely that we're going to need some deckhands this season.
Yeah.
Maybe for just a couple of weeks, maybe for longer, maybe a couple different shifts or whatever. But so anyway, if you're interested in something like that, contact us.
Yeah.
If you're interested in spending a couple of weeks with us aboard, down in the Bahamas or wherever we may be, the Keys, Florida, who knows? What's that?
Yeah.
She's talking to the computer. Okay.
Well, I'm talking to you guys, but
Anyway, yeah, if you're interested, we can.
You
Well, that's
guys.
a kind of a topic for another day. We're not sure what our schedule is and all that yet. But if you have some kind of interest, let us know. And we'll keep in touch.
yeah.
Oh, you can go backwards on that. Huh?
Yeah, I can. So TL Martin says, hey, you guys and fellow Hatteras owners, we have a 1987-63 Hatteras MY.
Cool.
We are concerned about finding marinas to hold us as we head up the East Coast next year. Any suggestions or favorite places?
Yeah, well, but that's kind of an easy one. If you're heading up the East Coast, did they say where they're coming from? Florida, maybe? Or well, I can tell you,
No.
there's a lot of places that'll take a 63-foot Hatteras on the East Coast, more than you would think. We were worried at first. Ours is a Hatteras 58, which is 65 feet length overall, and we were worried about it too. But we can generally find places all over. We love going to, well, obviously Fort Lauderdale's an easy place to get into. Fort Pierce, St. Augustine, one of our favorite stops, can easily take that boat.
That is the time of year we went, because a lot of the marinas we went to, we hear in the summer, no, in the winter, they're all packed.
Yeah, it's harder. We travel in the spring and the summer, which is the off season for boating down south. Excuse me. So we have a little bit easier of a time, but these marinas can all take big boats like that. In St. Augustine, got to hit that. As Charleston, they got the mega docks there. They can take boats three times that size without a problem.
Yeah, you might get some tricky as heck docking there, though.
Yeah. But there's plenty of places, and if you want to message us on Facebook or something like that, or even YouTube, and we can answer any questions you have. We pretty much know just about every marina down the coast at this point.
The good ones and the not so good ones.
So.
He also had a question. How far in advance did you make the reservations? This is also TL for Key West.
Just a couple of days.
Yeah, we're crazy like that.
Yeah. Usually, you'll find when you're yachting, you just don't know when you're arriving places. I mean, it depends on the weather. We get stuck someplace. There's all kinds of things that could delay you or get you someplace quicker. Mm-hmm. We generally make our reservations more times than not the day before. I'd say 95% of the time.
Although that we made, and we kind of had it hanging a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was like a week.
Yeah, well, usually it's just a day before. We usually don't make reservations earlier than that, and unless it's a holiday weekend or something, then we will tend to try to time it right. But yeah, if you go to Key West, stay at the Bight. I mean, there's a lot of good marinas there. The Bight is about half the price of all the other marinas there, and I don't think any of them are any better than the Bight is. And the Bight's a city marina, which is probably why it's cheaper. So we always try to stay there when we can. They don't always have a spot, but there's other great marinas there that you can stay at. They'll just cost you more.
And William wants to know, did you go to Boot Key this year?
Did we go to Boot
Marathon?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Did we? We didn't at all.
Well, we had quite an experience coming up in a video soon.
What, a Boot Key?
Yes.
Is that William Dom, or who just asked us that? William. Anyway, yeah. No, we I don't know if we did. We anchored out in Marathon. At least twice.
Yeah, I think we just anchored out there because the weather was really nice.
And we got there late each time because we always do that run from Biscayne all the way to Marathon. And if you watch, actually, it's the next video coming out this coming week. We're leaving Biscayne Bay and heading to Boot Key.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, we leave at dusk. Dawn. We leave at dawn, and it's like a 10-hour run. If we don't get there early enough, we don't really have a place to go. So both times we did anchor out, and there's a great anchorage right outside. But we do love to go inside and get a slip because we love that whatever that name of that bar is down on the coast.
Sunset Bar. It always changes.
They change their name all the time. That's what their thing. It's always the same place. They just change their name. So we love to go inside, but no, so far, no, we didn't make Boot Key this year, other than looking at it from the water.
Okay. Thermos, that man wants to know, do you carry firearms? I know the Bahamas only allow three firearms. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the Bahamas does. At the risk of putting myself vulnerable by saying what I carry, we generally don't carry firearms out of the country. The main reason was I didn't know you could at first. What we do carry some things for protection. For instance, we have several flare guns. And I imagine, pointing a flare gun at somebody is just about as scary, maybe scarier than pointing a firearm at them. There's also something that, and I haven't done this, but we're thinking about doing this year. And we also have harpoon guns too. So she has the harpoon gun, I get the flare gun. I think we've kind of got that covered. But anyway, there's an idea that somebody had talked about, and I think it's kind of cool. And I don't know, you guys can kind of fill me in if it's not. They say they make paintballs with pepper spray, and that you can use a paintball gun, which is basic non-lethal and legal everywhere to shoot
Mhm.
pepper spray at people, and you don't really even need to hit them. You just need to be in the vicinity. We're thinking about doing that. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of a long answer to no. We don't generally. I don't know. Maybe we should. I'm not against firearms. I own quite a few actually, and it's just something that we haven't had a need for. We haven't felt we had a need for.
No.
We've never felt threatened any time on the water.
Oh, but that one time, but
Yeah, but that was our imagination. You know what I mean?
sort of.
What?
It was that fishing with the bright lights
Yeah,
at
no,
night
that was
thing.
our imagination. Somebody
Yeah.
was fishing with lights on, and we didn't know that you fish at this particular area with lights on because it gets some.
But it was coming up to our boat. Now, Chris Rainville wants to know, do you worry about pirates?
No, not really. I mean, I guess this leads. It's the same
Everything
kind of
you're
question. There's only 2 times we've ever been afraid on the water. Once was this, where she's talking about there was. We now know some
Thank you,
fishing
Chris.
boats use bright lights, and I guess it attracts the fish. We didn't know this, and we thought, like, why does somebody in the middle of the night of this bright light just kind of freaked us out? It was nothing. It was our imagination. Another time, it wasn't pirates, but we were down and we were in the middle of no place, in the middle of I don't know what.
It was the end of the alligator Punga.
Yeah, and then we were kind of new to boating, and we were so far out. There was no cell phone reception. There was nothing.
Great place to anchor, though.
Yeah, great place. Yeah, we go there all the time now. But the very first time we were there, we were again. Your imagination runs away with you. We saw a couple of guys out there on a fishing boat, and I'm thinking I'm hearing like banjos playing, and I'm like, okay, it wasn't, but
it was beautiful.
In the beginning, you're kind of afraid. It reminds me, we live in a farmhouse, and we're very secluded where we live. We've prior to that lived in cities and boroughs, and when we first moved into our house, it was so quiet, it was eerie, and we were scared of the quiet, and there was no reason to be, but we weren't used to it. And I think sometimes it's that way in boating, that you're just not used to being that far off on your own. You're not used to being in solitude, and you can let your imagination run away. But okay, that's a long answer.
So Tim,
no, we're not afraid of pirates.
So Tim, Tim, swoop, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
How did you start captaining the larger vessel?
I just did it. I don't know. I imagined that I could do it, I guess. Our first vessel was a 40-foot carver, and that one I was going to hire a captain to teach me how to use. And I'll tell this story very quickly because I know some of you have heard it before. We were in a marina. I had the captain deliver this boat to our marina, and I was going to hire someone to teach us how to use this boat. But what happened was we're sitting there, we have the boat, we have no idea how to do anything with it, and we're drinking our martinis, and we hear smash behind us, and I look out there, and there's this other boat, and this is like an empty marina. There's no one there, and he ran into a dock, and I'm like, oh, what an idiot. And then we're drinking again, I hear smash again, I look, it's the same guy, and I'm realizing he's a genius. This marina is empty. There's nobody here. I can practice all day long in this marina. I can make mistakes. No one's here to laugh at me. Nobody's here to see me smash into the dock. And that's what we did. We ended up, I never hired that captain. We spent a couple of days smashing in the docks. And then I guess I was just like, hey, you want to go to Annapolis? And she's like, yeah, let's go to Annapolis. And that's how we started voting. So, and then we just kind of, after that, we found that we loved the Hatteras. And then we were scared to death to get this boat. We went from a 40-foot to a 65-foot LOA, and that was a huge jump for us. But now that you do it, I can go bigger.
Yeah, Tim Swoop also said firearms on a large vessel, stainless steel, 12-gauge shotgun with slug ammo, practice shooting floating 1-gallon milk jugs. That's a good idea. Hey, Susan. What's the best cocktail in the Bahamas?
The Bahamas.
The ones we make. No.
No, what's that cocktail we get in Stephen Key all the time? And Mark's always ordering it. We always get a bunch of rounds of it. I forget what it is, but for us it's martinis. Although I'm not drinking one now, I'm having a Manhattan. But we tend to be martini drinkers wherever we go, or wine.
Yeah. Let's see.
Although this is a small glass.
all these people from Southport, which I
Oh, really?
love, Tampa, Florida,
Mhm.
South Carolina. Happy New Year's to you guys too.
The glasses don't help. I still can't read that far away. You know?
Wayne says flare gun has that wow factor.
Yeah. Although I don't think it's quite like the movies where you're going to like catch on fire instantly. I think it probably will bounce off your chest and land at your feet. But
Roy D says, how does Captain Ed know how to fix everything like fiberglass anchors, motors, etc.?
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
YouTube college.
Yeah, no. If you actually watch, I don't know how to fix those things.
But you figure it out.
Yeah,
so
no, I
that's
did.
good.
I did. I was fortunate in that my father made me learn how to do things. Forced labor, really. But yeah, he built a big addition on his house. He made me work for him as
Forced free
he was an
labor.
electrician, and then so anyway, yeah, I was forced free labor as a child, and then he eventually paid me a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I was kind of brought up into figure it the hell out, boy, and that's kind of what I do, half-assed, but I do it.
Well, James Hughes asked, yay, so far as getting your boat, do you have plans to upgrade? Is there anything you regret about buying an older boat? Whose idea was it to start out, and how did you convince the others?
Oh, geez, I don't. We'll take the latter question first. I didn't have to convince her at all. I mean, I don't even know how I found that I wanted to do this. I just did, and
I grew up.
Her father had boats when she was younger, and when she was a kid.
I was the only one out of my brothers and sisters that wasn't hanging overboard.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, there was no convincing her. She was on board right from the beginning. She's still on board 100%. That's what makes this life easy. If your spouse is into it the way you are, I'll tell you, it makes it a lot easier than when your spouse is like, whatever.
And it started from that trip to New York that Mike.
Yeah.
Took.
Yeah, we went on a trip. A friend of mine is an architect, and he was working on some project. There's some kind of a reward. They gave him a yacht that went around. It was a charter, basically. A captain came, people like around our age, and they took. It was a 3-hour cruise, like Gilligan's Island.
It really was.
And he was able to invite a couple other couples to join him, and he invited us, and it was a Hatteras 53.
Yeah.
This was I don't know. This is like the late 90s, I think, and we just fell in love with it. We just thought, wow, what a cool lifestyle.
It was late 80s because we didn't have children, did we?
Yeah, we did. No, it was late. It was the late 90s, and this couple running the boat. It was an older. At the time, I thought he was an older guy. He was like my age. And
they're young spring chickens now.
And we just saw, wow, what a cool thing. They were retired. They're doing this. They had this beautiful yacht. And we thought, wow, one of these days, we're going to do something like that. And flash forward 20 years later, here we are.
Johnson wants to know, do you folks have a signature cocktail that you make, and if so, how do you make it? He's got a couple of them that he made up, and one he forgets.
Yeah, there is a problem. I have 2 signature cocktails, and I can't tell you what they are right now because I make them and then I drink them and then I forget what I put in them. And I have a couple that I'm trying to resurrect, and everyone I know is like, well, yeah, I think you put this into it. I think you put that into it. So I can't answer that question right now, but the answer is yes. Wait, there was a couple other questions. We went with the latter one. The person who asked. Remember, it was because there were significant questions, I think.
Oh, do you regret getting? That's James.
Do
you regret? No. Yeah, James.
No, I don't. Because I'm cheap, I guess. What's there to regret? Yeah, it would be really cool if I went out and got a brand new Hatteras for $3 million. But what's really cooler, having $2.5 million in my pocket and an older Hatteras. I mean, I love this boat. I love the style. I love the classicness of it. We've talked about this before. Before we'd go out and buy a new boat or even a newer boat, I just put money into this. I mean, okay, I could throw $100,000 into this or $200,000. Put all brand new engines. Put all new electronics. I'm still only $200,000 in. If you try and get this boat in any recent year, you're looking in the millions. And
well, this is extremely seaworthy too, and
it's like I don't know.
Since the hull's so thick.
Now, having said that, if you want to give me like a 2012 Azimuth or something like that, I will take it from you. But
you and everybody else.
I honestly don't think we're ever going to get rid of this boat. I think we will just make this boat change with us. I think we'll be the caretakers until we're done boating. But yeah, we'll see.
I just want to say, TL Mart also said we went from a 35 carver to a 70-foot Hatteras.
Oh, I love the 70s. You know,
We got blue.
if I had the balls back then, I might have started looking at 70s. I was afraid of a 53. We ended up buying a 58, which I was scared to death of, and I've been on 70s now. And now that I'm a more experienced captain, I can handle the 70 without any problem. But at the time, I didn't think so.
So, Chris Rainfield also wants to know: has the captain ever had to carry the first mate back to the boat after a night of drinking and sociables? No.
No, we're professionals. You know? No, I've never had to carry her back ever from drinking. You know?
Mike Johnson wants to know: when are you coming up to Canada?
Oh gosh, I'd love to go to Canada. We keep talking about going north, and if we do go north, we're definitely going there. But I don't know. You know, it's just something about going down south and the clear waters and the I don't know.
And baby
Eventually.
Baby love diaper cakes.
Oh, I know who that is.
From Mom too.
That's my sister down in Florida. My mother there.
She makes some pretty cool stuff. So if you want to check out her stuff,
yeah.
Really
if the diaper cakes. Hey.
And more.
Baby love diaper cakes.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Patricia Harris wants to know: you used to go south in the winter. What made you change? We wonder about the economics too of higher insurance rates going south during hurricane season.
Well, see, that's the thing. We're not in the south in the hurricane season. We always come back. If you've watched our videos, we always come back here by mid-August. We're out of hurricane season before August. Now, I know that's not technically hurricane season, but that's generally when they want you out, the insurance companies. So we don't pay that extra amount. Now, don't get me going on insurance companies because I'm not happy at all about insurance. Last year, we paid over $7,000, $7,500 for this boat. When I bought this boat, I paid $2,600, and that was only 4 years ago. So it's tripled in 4 years. The rider to go down to the Bahamas isn't bad. It's about $150. But I don't even know. I didn't get my bill this year. I'm expecting it to be bad. So I don't really know what it's like to have insurance down south. I guess I'm going to find out. But I mean, it's hard to imagine it's worse than that.
I just want to say, Gary said he's sending Mark the link. He's lost, LOL. And Marcus said, just let Mark buy the new boots.
Yes.
Hi from the Gold Coast of Australia.
Oh,
love your videos. Thank you.
Well, while she's reading that, I'm going to shake up another.
We get a lot of marks.
I'm going to shake up another Manhattan, I think.
Bahama Mamas are excellent. They are very good drinks. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Did you ever fix the axle on your Jeep?
My Jeep?
We didn't have a problem with our axle on our Jeep.
No, but I want to talk about that. If you can give me a second here, I want to talk about the Jeep. Well, keep reading. I'm going to come back to the Jeep in a second. I need to make this drink.
About time wants to know, Kristen and Greg here. What's your cruising speed? Well, it's generally about 10 knots, and we go 15 RPMs. I think it's 15. And we stay about 10 knots.
Yep, 10 knots.
Unless the current's against us, then that sucks. Thank you, Chris.
No, about the Jeep. If I can jump in on that, I don't know what you're talking about. The axle of the Jeep. I don't think we ever had a problem. Oh, hey, Mark.
I think you guys coming tomorrow.
Yeah. So we just traded in our Jeep. If you've noticed, we've had a Jeep for a while, and we just traded in for the hybrid version, the electric hybrid. And I got rid of my car, and I got the new Tesla. So we have been we haven't seen a gas station in months, and which is pretty cool. And I think what we're trying to do is somehow offset our carbon footprint from the
Hi, Richard from Montreal.
8V92s that are just burning through
Greg from
fuel.
Nashville.
So at least we're doing a little bit to give back on it. But I can tell you, I'm really loving the electric cars. We've been we've had them for what, about 2 months now, I think. 2 months?
You know, I thought I was going to hate the Tesla, and I'll tell you the truth because I don't really like the guy, but it's an amazing car. It's amazing. You can just go, hey, Dunkin' Donut, and it will take you to the closest Dunkin' Donut near you, or Starbucks. Or
well, it's got great voice recognition. But anyway,
Yeah.
we won't go in the cars. But yes, we're digging the electric lifestyle when it comes to our land transportation.
Anthony Ayers wants to know, where can I find a digital copy of your intro song? Which intro song do we have now?
I don't know. We've had a few over the years. You'd have to be more specific. We do a lot from Jesse Via.
Yeah.
We subscribe to a music service, and they give us songs. It's not royalty free. We pay, so I guess we're paying royalties. But there's a woman, Jessie Villa, and
I think she's from Boston.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But we've used quite a few of her songs, more than anybody,
Sure.
and we love her music, and so shout out, check her out, Jessie Villa, Villa. Check her out.
So Shade Tree wants to know, how much does it cost to fuel up this sucker?
What, once, or we're going to do our budget again like we do every year. We'll probably do that in about a month. I
generally, when we go, we never run on empty because I would freak out too much, so we never even get close to that.
Yeah.
And we do have a reserve tank in the front that has approximately 80 gallons just for emergency.
Yeah.
And so I guess we have like what, a quarter a tank was the lowest we ever got.
Yeah, that's about as lowest before she starts screaming at me.
You guys start. I don't want to run out of gas on the
fuel. Geez, I don't know the fill up. We hold, including that tank, we hold 900 gallons roughly. So at $3.50 a gallon, I don't know, $3,000 if we were completely empty to fill it up. But mostly, I think this season we spent. We'll do the math soon, but about 4,000 in fuel. But we went far. We went down to the Bahamas, Georgetown, came back, went to the Keys. So we did put a hurting on the fuel bill. But hey, it was worth it, and we're offsetting it with our green cars.
Yeah. TL Mart wants to know, what wave heights scare you? I would be the first to be more afraid. Just want to let you know.
Well, we have a general rule that if it's over 5, we don't go out.
Because I have this saying, I don't want to be uncomfortable.
We don't even really like 5s. It's not that we can't do it. The boat can handle it. We can handle it. It's just not comfortable. Above 5 foot, it's just not. Even 5 foot's not comfortable. And so generally, we try to stay 4 and under. But keep in mind, it's not just the wave height; it's the seconds.
The seconds make all the difference in the world, because we've been at higher wave heights and longer seconds, which is just like
it's just like you're on a swell. So if you're like a 5 foot and it's a 12 second, it's like this.
Higher.
But if you're at 5 foot and it's 4 seconds, it's like this.
Just ask Joe and Mark.
Yeah. Ask anyone who went to the Bahamas with us this year.
Yeah, when we crossed from Fort Lauderdale. It was really rough, and we were going to stay another day because it would have been like better. But we had a group meeting, and we all decided to go, and I think everybody got sick except for me and you.
Well, everyone at least felt sick.
At least felt sick.
But no, I've been told by better captains than me that this boat will handle a lot more than you can, and I'm sure it can. We just don't like to be uncomfortable. We don't like, so we take the windows that we like, and it's easy enough. Worst case scenario, we hang out at the bar for another couple of days waiting for a window.
And Mark J wants to know, ever think of living on your boat full time? Yes, he does.
Yeah, I know.
But I love our land house too. I have chickens and ducks. And stuff.
Lynn won't ever live. I would do it. I think. I don't know. She's my excuse for not doing it, because Lynn's the matriarch of the family.
Well, up this end.
Yeah, up that. Yeah, I mean, I know. My mom's the matriarch, but up here you are, and so, like Christmas is at our house, and Easter and Thanksgiving, and all the kids' birthdays, and it all kind of revolves around our land house.
Plus, when we're not home and we're traveling, where are kids going to throw a party
Yeah,
at?
where are they going to have a party? So now, but we do live on it almost. We're like 6 months out of the year. If you look at our 3.5 month trip, and you look at the fact that we're here 3 or 4 days a week for the rest of the year, we spend about 6 months a year on the boat. So
Marcus just wanted to say, I'm going to say it too, Mark.
Mm.
Everybody runs out of fuel sometime.
Who said that?
Mark.
Mark, Mark, my ex-friend. Now we're both almost. Well, he's almost guilty of that.
Oh wait,
I'm guilty of
almost.
that.
We should ask Joe about that.
Oh, that's right. He's almost guilty of it when I was on board. That's what.
No, but I know more stories then. Steve wants to know, stereo Steve from Canada. How do I get my girlfriend on board with the boating lifestyle? I think you just take her out in really nice, super nice weather, anchor out.
No, it's easy. You just convince her that she's going to be on the bow. She's going to be sunning in her bathing suit. She's going to invite her girls over. They're going to be drinking wine. It's going to be cool. The guys have to run the boat. You sell her on that. That's not the way it's going to be, but you sell her on that. And then eventually she's going to find out it's grabbing lines, it's cleaning bilges, it's emptying the holding tanks and all that. But she don't need to know that in the beginning. Fortunately, she was on board with that. She fully knew that before we got started. But
okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But for some reason, Ed forgets. Mark said I ran out on the Delaware. Out of fuel.
Yeah, I know,
and
right?
I remember that.
Yep.
You weren't bringing it up, but he brought it up on you. Everybody does, I guess.
Yeah, but mine was on videotape, and I made an episode out of trying to get into Pier 5 with no fuel.
I'm looking. So I have to look backwards for something. So if you want to go on to our winter projects. That would probably be good.
Yeah. Well, we get that question a lot. So what are our winter projects? We already did a couple, and I've been trying to do this series called This Old Boat, which is just kind of to interject something different in between our travel videos. And a couple of things we've done already. We put new batteries on board, and I've done some fiberglass repair, things like that. But we do have some winter projects we're hoping to get done by next season. One is we want to replace the flooring in the boat. Our carpet's getting old. Linda's not like the bamboo floor. She wants to do something more like tiger wood or something.
Yeah, the only reason I don't really care for the bamboo floor, and me and my girlfriend did do a good job destroying the back because I knew it would bother Ed too much, is because it doesn't match the rest of the wood in the boat. It's super light and it just looks awkward to me. So, and I'm okay with light floors. It's just the wood, bamboo, and the wood that they have on the boat.
I agree.
Similar. So we're looking at tiger wood.
So we're probably going to do that. We're going to replace some floors here, and then on the fly bridge, our carpet is just worn to hell. So
we killed it.
We're going to replace that up. So I think it's a flooring type of winter. Also, I do really want to replace the head in the mermaid bathroom.
Of them, really, but the mermaid's been the worst.
Yeah, it's just never works right. And,
I think most Hatteras, the midship bathroom, for who I talk to, always has a problem with that. It's not the best. So we're going to switch over to
probably the Raritan Elegance. I think it is. It's something more modern. I don't know. I'm not pleased with that head. That's a project, and I don't know. I don't think we have many other major ones we're going to do this year.
Well, Mark wants to know how about making the rooms bigger and a queen size bed.
Yeah.
The rooms one we can make better, but I am planning queen size beds, but that's kind of down the road a little bit because I want to change the floor first.
Gee, if only I knew somebody who could come over and help me with that. Somebody who owned a contracting company
that does specialty stuff like that. Our Dan wants to know: are you guys planning to do any major engine work? And he loves watching us, guys. And Happy New Year's! Happy New Year's to you too.
I want to, and I've spoken about this in other videos. I really want to go all electric. I would love to take these out and put in some electric engines and just lithium up the boat. And I know technology is kind of there, and I'm hesitating on it. I know. Tesla's coming out with these semis that are going to be all electric, and I think when that starts to catch on, there's going to be a lot more more availability and lower prices on engines that can do this. Right now, there's some companies out there making 100 horsepower motors, and we can get away with lower. Keep in mind, we use this as a trawler. Now, this boat can get on plane. This boat was meant to get on plane. It was meant to go reasonably quick. We don't do that because it's cost prohibitive.
There's another motor that the Hatteras have. Did you say that? That isn't like as
yeah. I mean, we could take these out and put like Youngers in or something and make it more economical, because right now it's overkill. Our engines are overkill for what we do, and I would really love to go electric. And I think probably within the next couple of years, you're going to see us doing a whole series of us.
We're totally waiting for the electric motors to get up to par, and it's on our list.
Yeah, we're waiting for somebody before us to do this. Mm-hmm. Or if you own an electric motor company and you're looking for a project boat that we can make a good video out of and show it to like tens of thousands of people, contact us.
We're the ones. So James wants to know, so he's 33 and got some time to go, but what's your best tip for setting yourselves up to do this? And I think
sell drugs.
No, I think he was talking about traveling with us. I'm not sure.
Oh, I thought he was talking about money. Sorry, that's how I mean.
Richard, I'm sorry if I lost it. There's an earlier question about insurance. Patricia said once, "I'd like to drop anchor anywhere. I want in the Caribbean," and I said, "Need a boat to do that." And the journey began to find a boat. I forget what the insurance question was about. Was it what about the hurricane? When you're down in Florida with hurricane, but
we don't have that because we leave.
Yeah, but are we leaving? We might be down in Florida this year, though. I don't know.
I want to address the question that the young guy said, because you know what? In all seriousness, I was making a joke earlier, but to us, it came down to delayed gratification. I mean, this was a long time coming. We spent many years growing our business, raising our kids, living, just above, paycheck to paycheck, and slowly at up, net worth, and slowly, it was a grind, but it pays off if at least in our case, it paid off to just keep applying yourself and keep working harder. And, I know that's an old cliche, but, we're not from money. Neither of us are from big money, and we didn't get any big inheritance or anything. We both, started out as low as you can get, and it just kind of built our way up from there. So,
yeah. This is kind of interesting. Richard said, we found a Prestige 46, sounds familiar, about 10 months, and have down, back and forth to Florida twice and across the Okeechobee. I hope I said that right, once. That's one thing I wanted to check out, the Okeechobee.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, Bayard Taylor wants to know, how much money are you making off of YouTube?
Not as much as I like. Well, here, let me give you we get just a little bit less than a penny per view. So keep watching us and subscribing, and watch us over and over and over again. Put us on like,
it's certainly
like
not
just
enough
play when you leave home and go to work. Just put us on play because we get it.
For all the effort
no,
that's put into it. But we enjoy it.
Yeah,
so.
It's not.
Thank God we do. Right?
It's not really about the money, although it's cool that they give us money.
He gets paid more.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm not. It takes a lot to edit. It takes me at least 10 hours to edit a video. I don't know how long it takes Lynn to shoot because she does most of the shooting. But it's not. That's not really the reward so much. The reward is when we go to ports and we meet people who follow us, and the people who tell us they bought a boat because they always wanted to do it, but they weren't sure if they could, and they watched us idiots do it, and that's the real reward, honestly. Because if
Did you just call me an idiot?
I think I said us idiots. Okay, but if I was just doing it for the money, I wouldn't do this. I know it sounds quaint, but we actually do it for you guys. We do it because we enjoy this is a cool part of our life. I mean, who could imagine
Plus,
that at this point in our
yeah.
life that people would follow us and care what we're doing and
Plus,
give us the feedback.
you
And
guys are such nice people, and I don't think we have any jerks that follow us. I think they're all great.
yeah,
You know,
no, it's so anyway, I know it's
we're 953-173. Where do you guys hang out in Buckingham?
in Buckingham. Well, we don't usually go to Buckingham, but we're in Newtown all the time over at Sycamore Grill or the Temperance House, or we go to New Hope a lot.
Logan Inn looks great.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool places up there. But
And,
Buckingham, what's in Buckingham that we go to? Is Pineville town? No, it's in Pineville. No, I don't know.
I just want to say what Marcus said to Mike J, who Mike J offered to help us out with construction here.
Mhm.
Mark said, Mike J, as long as it's in Milwaukee, it likes
Yeah.
cheap tools. They have a fight about tools, so but not a fight, whatever, fun with it. And Richard LePay said, once your schedule is set well, which it's not yet, we're sort of figuring that, they'll look for us in the Bahamas or wherever we end up. So
Cool.
That's cool.
So these people must be getting bored of us by now, right?
No, not really. That's good. Alan learns from us. Oh, great. When going from gas to electric, this is from Hopes. Oops. I'm hearing a lot of prospulsion. What kind of engine are you looking for with respect to your displacement?
I don't know. I'm not an engineer that way. Here's how I kind of look at it: is that there's boats like mine, like they make a long range cruiser Hatteras, same size roughly, long range cruiser, and the motors in it, they have two, I think they're like 175 horsepower motors, and that boat is meant to cross an ocean. And in retrospect, I may have considered that, if I knew what I knew now, getting that boat. I'm thinking, well, if you could take a boat like this and you can cross an ocean in 175 horsepower engines, then if I could get electric engines comparable to that. Now, for example, the engines currently on this boat are 650 horsepower, thereabouts. And that's way overkill. So I think, anyway, like I said, I'm not an engineer, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. If I can get something in that range, that might be plausible.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. Kathy wants to know if you have an AIS.
Yes, we do, and we used it a decent number of times.
Especially at our night runs. That was really nice to have.
It's cool. It was
and we had a lot of like super duper downpour rain that you couldn't see in front of you. Coming soon. Mm-hmm. That was also nice to have. Remember?
Yeah. The AIS. I'm not gonna say we didn't rely on it heavily. We rely on the radar a lot more, but it was nice when we had it, and we had to remember that we had it sometimes. But we're using the the Vesper, I think we put in, and it's Bluetooth to your phone or tablets, and overlays on Navionics, and we like it. It was cool.
I don't even know. Go Crazy Stupid said I had an affair with her for years.
So, nope.
Yeah.
Is that your ex-boyfriend?
No, I've been drunk. Sorry, Go Stupid Crazy, but I've never been that drunk. So, Chris wants to know, what did you burn for fuel this season? GPH at cruise speed.
Okay, we generally burn 0.75 gallons per hour at our regular cruise speed of 10 knots. I don't know if you want to call that cruise speed. That's our whole speed, which is what we do. I think technically cruise on this is like 14 miles per hour, and we would just burn twice that, so we don't do it. We burn 0.75 gallons per hour, 10 knots, and we stopped measuring it about a year or so ago because it was so consistently that, and that's at 1250 RPMs.
Okay, Dina, I can answer this. Have you ever considered having your boat transported overseas, like the Dutch Mediterranean? No, we would rent a boat there before we would
Yeah.
travel our boat. We do have a friend that has sick money and does do that.
Yeah, well,
We don't.
yeah, well, he is about similar in size, and he had it shipped overseas so he can do the Mediterranean, and the cost to get it there, I don't know if it was get it there and back, or it was $60,000. You know, that's a lot of money to ship a boat over
Too
there. When you
much.
figure that you could go there and
Rent a
rent a
boat.
catamaran or something, I just don't see that we
Yeah.
would do that. So one of these days, if we can get this to be electric engines and get the range, I'd love to go there. But I think before I do that, I would just go rent another boat.
And the last question, I guess we'll take, because I know we haven't gone to dinner yet, so we're going to go
Yes,
out to
yes,
dinner. And is people are asking about the ICW. I mean, not the ICW, the Great Loop.
the Great Loop. Yeah. Well, we one of these days we're going to do it. I don't think it's going to be soon because there's so much in the Caribbean, in the Bahamas,
Plus, we
and
want to go
Florida.
to Mexico and
Yeah.
Puerto
So,
Rico
but
and
you know,
Virgin Islands.
I definitely want to do it. There's a lot of people who watch us from the Great Lakes area and all that, and I really want to get up there. It's a long trip, and there's a bridge in Chicago that's very difficult for us to get under. I think I can. I think if I take my radar array off and we wait till low tide, there's a 19-foot bridge. I think we can squeeze under.
I don't know if I like that idea,
But no, it's in
but
our list. It's in our bucket list. We will do that eventually, but I don't think it's going to be within the next few years.
well,
Are we checking out of this?
yeah, because we have dinner dates.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
we're going to meet some people for dinner and have some more drinks. And thank you all for joining us. Again,
Yep.
we wish you a Merry Christmas
I'm-
and a Happy New Year and a Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate.
Right, and especially David Chapman, Matthew Stiles,
Yeah.
Changes in Latitude, William Don, Eric Williamson, John Chapman, Russell Cabin,
She's reading through some of our
and
favorite
David
people.
Better and William Berg.
Yes.
Thank you guys for supporting our channel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It gives us inspiration.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. And
Thank all of you for showing up and
yeah,
being part of our little.
and stay safe out there. Do
Yes.
do the right thing. Do the cool thing. You know. I
Yeah.
mean, you know. And then if you are on the water and you see us, please say hi.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my glasses on to figure out how
Because
to
he's
turn
got to
it.
see.
Yeah. Okay.
Happy New Year's, guys. I hope you have a good one.